Hello everyone, and welcome to my first ever stream of a KSP game. For those of you who don't know, KSP, Kerbal Space Program, is a space simulation game with a very light entertainment feel to it. So the physics are accurate for space stuff, gravity, distances and all that stuff, but it has a very playful feel to it. It's not like super hardcore. There's these little guys, called Kerbals that live on this planet called Kerbin, I think. They live on this little planet, and you have your own space program that is going wrong all the time, and the point is that you learn by making mistakes. So so that's the idea behind Kerbal Space Program. It's a fun, carefree way to explore space and learn something along the way. I've been playing it for about 6 months and it's a lot of fun. So I thought, if I'm gonna play it, might as well bring you guys along. Maybe you'll enjoy it, maybe you'll decide to play it yourself. And what we're gonna try to do today is, obviously this is our little planet. It looks like Earth, but it's actually not. It's Kerbin. Anyway, it's the planet of the game where all the Kerbals are from. It's similar to Earth, but it's smaller. The atmosphere is thinner and the gravity is lower, which makes it easier to get into orbit. And we are in a kind of solar system similar to Earth, but we have two moons. We have the Mun and we have Minmus. This is like a much further away and much smaller moon. But today we're going to try to get to this guy. But if you scroll out, there's asteroids. There's two planets, Moho and Eve, that are inside, like towards the sun. So that would be like Mercury and Venus. Then we have Mars, which would be like the red planet, Juno. And then we have other big ones like Dre's. Jule is really big. It's kind of like Jupiter. It's like a gas giant. And then we have a eccentric orbit planet called Elu. I think that's quite small as well. That's kind of like Pluto or something like that. And you can see that they're not all on the same plane. Some are tilted, some are flat. Anyway, that's just a very brief introduction to Kerbal. And here is our... Hi, Kevin. Here is our little space center. I don't know if it's going to be daytime or nighttime. Let's warp to the next morning. Okay, so we've got some birds. Okay. And we can time warp, because otherwise space travel would take a really, really long time. So, the two things I'm concerned about here really is I'm playing the game in a way that is called what's it called? Load game? No. Is technology based. How do I say that properly? Okay, so if we resume, yeah, it's science based. So you can play the game in a way where it's fully like you have to take care of the astronauts, you have to get the funding to get the research and all this, or you can skip all of that, which usually engineers do, and just go, right, we just want to do the science stuff. So for that we have the research and development bit here, and as you can see, I've unlocked some of the tech tree, the green stuff, like for instance supersonic flight. If you unlock this, you end up being able to use these parts over here, but certain things like advanced aerodynamics, or the one I want is some of these electronics bits here, or advanced unmanned tech, so I can send satellites and stuff. That's over here, and that will tell you you need 550 science points to unlock this. And the way you get science points is by doing missions. So, actually, I can revert that back. Because I've done this previously. Well, I've done the very first bit of the mission previously. I have to get my astronauts back. Cup of tea, grab yourself a cup of tea or a beer, depending on where you are in the world. It might be a bit early. Revert flight. Okay, we can't revert flight on this. I suppose you could terminate it, but let's not terminate it. Let's just leave it out there. Let's go to the Space Center and we'll launch another one. And I'll walk you through the design. So we were here. I rip, man. Yeah, these are very different streams, aren't they? But me and Kevin are having a right cozy time here. So 23 parts in 3 stages. This should be it. This is not it, is it? No. No, we don't want this. Interplanetary science. Interplanetary lander. Yes, this is what we want. Let's go for this one. Oh, okay, so let me, for those of you who are interested, let me walk you through what we have. These guys all here in the periphery, they're just solid rocket boosters, as you can see. So they just help us on the first part of the flight. Then we have 4 on the inside that should help us get into lower Earth orbit or lower Kerbal orbit. Then we have an extra booster here, and then from this part here onwards, this top bit here is really what we're interested in. We have our astronaut in here on this top bit. We'll have our little legs that we can extend and retract. Here on the right, just under the comments, you can see all of the different stages and things in Delta V, how much you get from each one. And we have some solar panels up here. They'll work something like that once we are in orbit, so we can have some power. And what else? Actually, I might put a couple extra batteries here, because I don't think that was very much. Just one more. 3. And down here we have all our science instruments. So this is where we can do our science and take measurements. This is like thermometer and barometer and a number of other things we can do to get those science points that we need to progress in the game. So anyway, I think that's it. I'll just check this. Okay, we've got this, then it detaches, then it turns on the 4 engines at the bottom, then it detaches, then it's that single engine at the bottom, then it detaches here, then use those 2 engines, then it detaches there. So we get rid of, okay, so we get rid of the science stuff, which means at that point we need to get our science into the capsule. But there was a problem before with this where we couldn't get out. This might solve it. This might solve it, yes. So the guy can come out of the little thing. I probably need some ladders as well. I didn't think about this before. Coupling, payload aerodynamics, ladders, mobility enhancer. Okay, we'll go with that. ladders do we need? Need to go all the way down, really, don't we? That looks a bit ugly, actually. Anyway, let's try it. This is what Kerbal is all about. We'll save that. So, got this giant thing. So, the first objective, like we're here at like Cape Canaveral or whatever in Florida, and we're gonna go kind of like east from there. And these are all satellites and other things that I have in orbit. But our objective is to kind of be here, out in orbit, safe around the planet, so that then we can make the jump from there to the moon. So, let's change this to. So we can see our little orbit and things here. First thing to do is to turn on our stability control. Radial out, that's where we want to go. I'm going to put throttle to 100%. And here we go. Yay! These are solid rocket boosters, which means we can't stop them once we start. So that's it. They're on their merry way now. We can't really stop them. Exclusive. Deixa chegar isto, puto. Isto é o futuro. Daqui a uns anos vamos ser todos mega planetas. So the solid rocket boosters, we can't really move very much because ideally we want to start turning downrange. But the aero forces, you can see up here, we're still in the very thick part of the atmosphere. So if you start leaning over to get into that gravity turn, it's gonna get really hairy really soon. So you can see here that a solid fuel is depleting. So probably, yeah, we're probably going too far up, to be honest. Our apoapsis is already getting quite high, but we can coast through this part really. Now we're on to stage separation, and here we go. We left the solid boosters down. We can throttle down a bit. That wasn't us, that was okay. That was okay. So let's start to lead the rocket over. I think we're okay for air actually. So we can... So kind of like pointing horizontal now because our apoapsis is already really high, and we can go for it. Don't know if you can see on the screen, but the atmosphere in this planet kind of stops at around 70 kilometers. So up here is our current altitude. We're almost there. We're almost out of the atmosphere, and our I'll show you what apoapsis and periapsis is, but basically we want this number here, that is negative 500, to be at least 70. So we'll be getting there soon, hopefully. This is not a very efficient way to do it, but leaning over with so much weight and the solid boosters, it's very dangerous. So we'll see. At the same time, we can see our little path here. So that was kind of our path, and you can see our apoapsis is increasing. In fact, we can make this a little bit more. We can go to prograde. Make this a little bit more efficient. Can add the maneuver node here and make them both about the same. Don't need to really circularize. So I'm just gonna move on to there. How I'm gonna doing for electric charge. Start burn in 1 minute. Okay, so we need to start the burn in 1 minute. In the meantime, I can deploy some solar panels. I think there's something called action groups and stuff that I could do this a little bit better, but hey. We are on the maneuver node, which is great. Now we're getting some proper here we go. So that's where we came from. We are now 100 kilometers above the Earth. We're pointing in the right direction, and I'll just show you quickly. If we didn't do anything, we'll end up colliding with the planet again. So now we want to go into this orange orbit here. And down here it tells us how long we have to burn for and when we have to start. So that's pretty good. Burn coming up in 5, 3, 2, 1. And here we go. So you can actually see over here the blue line getting closer to the orange line. So then here we can slow down to get it just right. Cool. So now we're in space, everyone. If we don't do anything, we're gonna stay in space forever. Forever. Because we are on this blue line. Our apoapsis, which is the highest point, is 106 kilometers. Periapsis is 105 kilometers. So it is pretty much round. We have a round orbit here, a circular orbit. Which means you're going to stay like this forever if we don't do anything, because we're not going to come in contact with the atmosphere. It's just going to stay like that. So our objective now is we can set this guy as a target. And so our orbit in the planet has a certain angle with the North Pole sort of thing, with the axis of rotation. But the moon also has a certain angle. And when you set the moon as your target, you can see what the difference in those two angles are. And it says here that is less than a degree, so half a degree. So before we try to shoot into the moon, we can try to fix that. So if we look this way, we probably need to go this way. You can see there when they switch sides. This is going to be a very, very small burn. Just to whoop. 21. Okay, so we can go to the thing as we're here, we can kind of very slowly move our spacecraft around with reaction wheels. So without using the engines, because the engines have thrust vectoring and stuff, so we could use that. But we're going to use the autopilot, and it's because it's such a big heavy thing at the moment, we're going to get rid of a lot of these tanks. Because it's such a big heavy thing, we actually, could I move stuff from this tank to this tank? Huh. I could have done that. Move stuff from this tank to this tank and then get rid of 2 and leave the other ones. Anyway, it's maybe something for next time. So now the spaceship's going to kind of point downwards, and we're like 10 minutes away. Burn time is going to be less than a second, so it's just going to be like a little blip to be able to get our orbit on the same inclination, I think it's called, as the moon, which is over there, all pretty. But we're still quite far away because we're going to do it over there. So what we can do is we can time warp to the next maneuver node. So that we don't have to wait 10 minutes. Okay, so we're still pointing in a good direction. The thing is coming up in 50 seconds. I'm just going to go a little bit faster. 20, 10. Okay, coming up in 10 seconds. And we can be in orbital view or looking at this, looking like this. The only thing we need is to be really gentle, make sure we get the 20 meters per second really good. Okay, we went over a little bit, but I think that's all right. Okay, so we can delete this maneuver node now. And now that we're looking at our moon orbit again, this, which previously said half a degree, now it says 0. So we are on the same plane. So we can pretty much point at the moon and go. I think I'm probably, I don't know what's, probably going to make my orbit a little bit bigger first. Okay, so that would be 2 million, and this is 100,000. So if I go to somewhere like here, I'm trying to go from a lower orbit to a higher orbit. That's all it is. So we're going to move to that maneuver node and then just try to get higher, try to get further away from the planet, so that I can use this little bit of fuel that I have left. Just waiting for the spacecraft to reorient itself to the new, this blue marker is the maneuver node, which is this thing I've just put on the map. These are some of the crazy satellites that I have running around, mostly for communications. If you try to go to Mars or anything like that, you lose communications with the Earth pretty quickly because it's so far away, especially if Mars is here and then it's the Sun and then the Earth is on the other side. It's really, really far away, so you have to have some communication capabilities. Okay, so we are on the maneuver node. Let's time warp there. Oh, this is going to be a nice little shot, a little spacecraft. Another sunrise. Okay, let's fast forward here. Okay, 9 seconds. We're gonna get a kick in the butt in 1. Let's go. So we're trying to get this just right. And stop. This is not super critical, but it's okay. So now, as you can see, our orbit, the blue thing, goes all the way out here. So we can go to our new apoapsis, which is the high point, and do some pretty much prograde burn until we run out of stage. That's pretty good. So then we're going to end up with 800, 600. Yeah, good enough. So we can go to that.
Any ideas?
Very slowly getting there. After this, it should be a lot easier because we are gonna get rid of these 4 boosters around the center. So the spacecraft should become a lot more nimbos. Nimb City. Ugh. How's everyone doing today? How are things going? Three people on YouTube. Hello, YouTube. 1 person on Twitch. Hello, Twitch. How are you guys doing? Say hi. Ask questions. Tell jokes. Look at these gimbals going all crazy. Okay. Looks like we are pointing in the right direction. Well, not yet, but we will be. And we can fast forward to our high point. So this, we're going to be getting really far away from the Earth. You can see it going far away. Way. Look at those mountains up there. Okay. So we're pretty much, as long as we're pointing in the right direction, we're going to be circularizing our orbit a little bit. And that's it. Then we can get rid of these. So here we go. Circularizing that sweet, sweet orbit, and we have run out of fuel on these tanks. So the conscientious thing to do would be to dispose of them correctly, but I don't know how to do that. So I'm just gonna go stage. So they're slowly getting away from us, and I'm just gonna give it a little bit a boost so that we move out of here before things get complicated. And we can stop. So, unfortunately, those tanks are going to stay in space forever. When I'm really good at Kerbal Space Program, I might choose to go and retrieve them. But for now, I'm just going to try to circularize the orbit a little bit. We should be pointing prograde really, and we can take this maneuver node off. New apoapsis is in front of us, so you can looking for 810 on that. 810 is about when they switch around. Pretty much there. Cool. So we can look at the maneuver node, and this is going to be a 10-second burn in about 20 seconds. Cool. We should be doing some science, shouldn't we? See if maybe we do an EVA before we go on to the Mun. Coming up. Here we go. Interesting. So we're on 810, 808. So that's round enough. We don't need to. We don't need to try any harder than that. So, what should we do now? We should do a little. Do a little EVA, I think. So in theory, should we get radial out? So we're gonna get our little astronaut to go on a spacewalk. That's what EVA is. In fact, we should see if there's any experiments here that we can do. Like this guy, gravity data. Yeah, we'll take it. Mystery goo. No, not really. Atmosphere, there's no atmosphere, so that's pointless. Materials bay. No. There's nothing to get here, but I'll show you anyway. EVA. Here we go. So now we're so we're this little guy now. Should we let go or not? Probably should do. Okay. So we are in space. This is the thing. I think this is designed to go wrong because you don't have a tether connecting you to the spacecraft, which is really what should always happen. But yeah, you can move yourself through space. You can go, like, we could go down here. Actually, I think there was a little experiment here that I could get. Take data. There you go. So we can take the data from some of these experiments and then get back into our little capsule. Hopefully we can grab onto this. And this is actually quite useful. So you have a large area to grab onto. Okay. It only works when it works, eh? So it could be all the way down. That would definitely make it easier. Yeah, so from here we can actually just walk up. Cool. You can board. So we had a little spacewalk. Now we're back in the thing. Okay, right. So now let's get to the moon. How are we gonna do this? So we probably want to go at periapsis, but if it's so we need a little bit more power. This is a way to look at how we can get an encounter. Here we go. So that's kind of what we want, but maybe you can do something like this. Which way is more? I think this is more fuel efficient. And then when periapsis there, well, yeah, let's do that. So stability, let's go to the thing. Let's just do it. 500. Okay, so we have 500 meters per second that we need to get there, and then we need to brake and go the other way. But 500 is not too bad. We have 9,000 delta V on board. In fact, I'm not even sure if we should kind of like leave this in orbit on the moon and try to dock back with it, but that's probably too difficult. I don't think I even have a docking port on this. But that would be cool. There's a lot of chin rubbing when you play in this game, because one false move. In fact, I should save this, shouldn't I? What I'm gonna call it, quick save 13? Yeah, sure. I don't know. Okay, so let's time warp. Let's time warp to the next thing, because that's 1 hour away. So we're gonna come around, and now we're ready to go. This is the this is the scary moment. So we're 50 seconds away, and our blue trajectory, which is this thing here, should go onto the orange one. We want to boost in a way that makes it as close to the orange one as possible. Also, it seems like our burn time is really long, like 3 minutes. So it might be that this mainsail thing, what is this engine called? Poodle, is not very powerful, but it's probably quite efficient. That's probably why I picked it. Who knows? Who knows? Okay, we're getting close. Pointing in the right direction, and go. Cool, so we're on our way to the moon. And if you look carefully, you can probably see, this blue thing, blue line slowly increasing. It's sometimes, when you do this, it's sometimes very slow at the beginning, but the closer you get to your target, it can run out on you and go a bit too fast. So can you time warp? No, you can't time warp. You can't go faster when you're burning fuel. It's a nice little view. We're about 1/3 through our burn. And there you go, that's our little target there. That's where we came from. It's got a nice picture. And you can see now that our blue line is definitely moving, definitely shifting towards the moon, towards the orange one, which is what we want. So we're 2/3 of the way through. This is when we have to be a little careful to not overdo it, because if you overdo it, then you have to turn around and burn the other way, because you don't have brakes in space, which means you end up spending more fuel because you burned too much, and then you have to spend even more fuel to undo the damage, sort of thing. So you can probably focus view on this. So even though we're going that way, that's because the moon is gonna come around. So by the time we get there, the moon will have gone there as well. So we're gonna start slowing down now, because we're getting close. And that should start changing to this view here. Here we go, we're getting close. I'm just gonna give it little increments now. How high is this? 400? That's probably too high. Anyway, I'm gonna go with the original plan, so I'm gonna get it close to this. That's pretty much bang on. And it's fairly flat, so we didn't, if we didn't get the plane of our orbit and the plane of the moon straight on like what we'd like, at this point we'd be like shooting up or shooting down. But that's pretty good. So this is pretty nice. I think we are en route. Okay, so our engine's glowing red there. It's gonna be cooling down, and before right. Yeah, I was just gonna say that we can probably do. So that's where we're gonna go. That's where we've come from. We can do a bit of time warp to get some nice shots. So we're now flying away from Earth, where that guy there, Earth is there, and the moon is almost coming to meet us. So we planned it in a way that we're going this way, the moon is going this way, and we're gonna kind of meet over here. Just never know how to focus on the. I'm sure there's some camera thing that I can press, but hey, we're leaving our planet behind and we're going towards the moon. It looks like we're going towards it, but really we're going on an arc, and the moon is also going on an arc. A little sun eclipse. Where are we? Okay, we're still quite far away. We need to do something when we get here. When we go into the orange, we don't need to do anything at the moment. But yeah, we're getting that little sun eclipse by the Earth. That's pretty cool. Right, we're better off looking at this. We should be out of the eclipse now. Yeah, we got the sun now. And we can see our little moon comes towards. It's funny, like if you had no frame of reference, it just looks like we're going towards it, but we're really not. We're doing this weird arc thing. We're going away from the moon quite a lot, but the moon is catching up with us as well. Pretty cool. Okay, so it's gonna catch up with us quite a lot now. So if we get here and then we burn backwards, did I screw this up? Do we need to burn more? Okay. Maybe I'm slingshot slingshotting off. Oh, there you go. I was just working on the wrong one. So it should be going this way, right? Yeah, there you go. So we're gonna use what? 100. That's not bad. 120 or so. 130 meters per second to get an orbit of the moon. That's what we want. 400, 400. Yeah, good enough. 490. Let's try to get it around, shall we? Makes it easier. And that's as good as we're gonna get. Okay, so now I've got to go to our maneuver node. Intense moments. Why is it not moving? SAS is on. We do have a maneuver node, and we do have electricity, but it's not moving for some reason. That's weird. A little bit worrying. Oh, is it because this is not a pilot? I think I had an antenna here somewhere. That I can deploy. This guy. Retracted. Ah, what happened here? I do have a link. What's that guy doing then? It's a little bit worrying. Why is... What if I get the guy out? I can't get the guy out either. EVA currently unavailable. Should I save this? Oh, so I'm time warping, that's why. That's why all of this wasn't working. Why was I time warping? Anyway, new mistake. Now we should be able to move. Okay, now we're moving. We're moving. Be right back, give me a sec. All right, boys and girls. So we are pointing the right way. We are pointing the right, correct Mundo way. So once we get to there, we're going to basically burn backwards to be going slow enough to be captured by the moon's gravitational field. Well, the good news is, I should remember to do some getting close. Should remember to do some science before getting too close to the moon, because I think it gives you different points. So let's just get into orbit first. Okay, we are 40 seconds away. 30, 20, 20. 40-second burn, 47-second burn. Okay, starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and so basically braking. And this blue line should get closer and closer to that orange, as always. It's calculating all kinds of other encounters that we could have had if we escaped and then came back. There we go, that's what we want. So we could stop there. We could stop there and we'd have an orbit on the moon, but it wouldn't be very circular, which is not very nice. I'm going to start slowing down, so that's easier to get it bang on. Bang on! A bit less. Pumba. Já está. So here we go. We have a sweet little orbit, and I think it's time to do some science. We still have so much fuel. We definitely don't need all this fuel. This was over the top. Question is, will we be able to land though with our little legs? We don't know. Right, so this one is at atmosphere. We can't do that because there's no air. Log pressure data. High above the mun. No, I think we've done that before. This one. No, we don't get anything for that. What about this guy? We get something. Oh, I should have opened up my antenna as well, right? Just in case. Got our little antenna there. So we have something there. Open doors. Observe materials. Nah, not really that much. But this little box here on this side should give us something. Because yeah, there you go, 40. That's pretty good. Should I try to transmit it and then do another one? Yeah, let's do that. So we're transmitting to the space station on Earth, and then we can get the other stuff. So if we transmit, at least if we crash, we still got something out of it. But yeah, I think that's good. The only thing now is I'm gonna go radial out, probably. Just turn the spaceship a little bit so that when I do the EVA, I'm gonna go out with this guy, so that it's pointing towards the sun roughly. So it makes it a little bit easier to see what's going on. Okay, so let's EVA the guy. And the ship should stop soon, hopefully. If it's on autopilot, there you go, it's correcting. And it's pointing nicely into the sun. Awesome. So on this we can actually walk down, put our RCS on as soon as we let go. Collect data and restore. Take data, yes. Collect data, restore. I don't remember if there was something else on the other side. Only scientists can restore inoperable modules. Oh no, I should have brought a scientist. Damn. I don't think there's anything on the other side. Yeah, this is definitely a useful thing to have. The little stairs. Okay, I don't plan on... We can't do anything with this now, can we? That's crap, isn't it? Okay, so anyway, I'm gonna put this away because we're not gonna do anything. Now we have to come up with a plan to how the hell we're gonna land on this thing. I think we need to lower our orbit first because we're too far away. So if we slow ourselves down, it doesn't really have an atmosphere, so we don't have to worry about that. So it's that 39,000, let's lower it even more. 20, let's go for maybe 20. Yeah, 19, cool. So SAS, maneuver node, so orientating ourselves in the right direction now. We're gonna need to like turn these solar panels away as well. We're gonna end up with way too much fuel on this thing, but hey ho. Let's fast forward to the maneuver node. Still in contact with Earth. Okay, 3 minutes. We are pointing in the right direction. Just time warping a bit more. And we're going in 10 seconds. And our objective is to make the blue match the orange. This should be quite a fast one, 20 seconds. Slowing ourselves down even more. This when we start getting close to here, we need to be careful that we don't go too far. So slowing down. So we want 30, right? 35, 34, 33, 32, 31, and oh no, we wanted 20. Let's keep going a bit more. 27. 21, 20, 19, 99, 99. That's pretty cool. Pretty close to what we wanted. So now we have this elliptical orbit, which is not what we want. So on this side, on the low side, on the periapsis, we have to do a similar burn to make it all nice and circular. So we're looking for 19 and on one side and 19 on the other side as well. It should be around there. So we can do our maneuvering before we get there, because sometimes when these ships are quite heavy, like they are, the still is quite heavy, they don't turn around very easily. So doing it before you get to the maneuver node is definitely a good thing to do. Are we getting there? It looks like it's pointing the wrong way, which it kind of is. But that's because we're going to pretty much go around the moon once. And that makes it so that we're on the other side. We're actually pointing in the correct way, so it'll be like pushing backwards again. So let's warp over there. Should be quite a nice view, this. There you go. Quite close to the moon now. And we're gonna have to burn in about 50 seconds. Fast forward here a little bit. 10 seconds. Okay. And we have a 30-second burn, so that's quite a big burn. I suppose it's about the size of the other one as well. Almost missed it there. So now that's getting closer and closer to where we want to be. Yeah, I don't think we're going to use anywhere near as much fuel as there's in this thing. So that was over engineered. We could do with a smaller one. Just, I've cut it a little bit short just so I can see a little bit better what I'm doing here. When it's slower. And when they flip around is when you want to swap. Stop. About there. So we've got 20 on one side and 19.4 on the other. So that's round enough. That's circular enough. Cool. So now we are quite close to the moon. I don't think we're going to be hitting any major craters or mountains or anything like that. We can have a look. We still don't have any air in the moon. We still can't use this, which is a pain in the ass. I should have brought a scientist instead of a pilot. But we should be able to log this data. There you go. Let's transmit this, just in case. Transmitting that data, and then we'll do another one and get that one. I think I've done all the other stuff. Getting some good science points, you guys. This is a shame that we can't rerun this. But yeah, we already done this. I think that's why we're not getting anything from it. So, how do we do this? We need to land now, and even have a little landaroo here with little legs. So it detaches here, and then we land. Probably need to retract the solar panels just in case things go a bit crazy. Probably will need to pick a good landing site as well. Oh look! We're just going past the site where I did my first moon landing. Man, it's coming up here. 50 kilometers away. That's cool. If we actually managed to land exactly there, we would see a little flag probably, that I left there. That doesn't show on the map, does it? No. I think I was probably aiming for that crater and then missed it. Yeah. There it is, 30 kilometers away. In any case, I think we probably need to point retrograde. Okay, so we're going towards it. I feel like I should use this as much as possible and then at the last minute detach it so that this will end up crashing into the moon. This will end up crashing into the moon and this will be like nicely floating. Anyway, let's just do it. So we're slowing ourselves down. We're now on the collision course with the Mun. Our previous site was that one there. Where I'm gonna land. I should have planned this better. Probably should have saved it as well before we did this. Oh shit, I forgot to... Oh, it's okay. Forgot to take the science off, but I think I can do it once I'm on the ground. It's definitely nice to be able to use all of this big heavy thing with lots of fuel to slow ourselves down. So we don't use our main engines for this little lander. Okay, our curve is looking better. Not exactly sure what kind of curve we should do, but hey, still very high. Want to make sure we still keep some speed, so we don't want this to go all the way to 0. Otherwise it's going to take a little while. So I'm going to leave it at 100 or so, because then we'll speed up again. At least it should give us some time to put these guys away. Guys, just in case. So now we're speeding up towards the Mun again, so we're more on like a ballistic path now. This is exciting and scary. Probably should save this, shouldn't I? Save. We're just going to try to slow ourselves down a little bit, see how much power this engine has. Not too bad. I'm going to put it at 100. Then I'm going to time warp to 150. But it's a bit dangerous because the autopilot doesn't join you. We're still 10 kilometers above, well 7, above the surface. Just trying to use this as much as possible. I think we're going to land on a crater. I'm not sure if that's a good thing. Slowing ourselves down a little bit more. It looks like we're kind of going to land soon, but we're still really far away. Like, these craters are like the size of a city or so. I'm getting kind of close now, so I'm going to try to slow myself down to almost, well, a lot closer to 0. Two kilometers, 30 meters per second. Okay, it's not too bad. Pooping myself here a little bit because it took us like an hour and 10 minutes to get to this point, maybe an hour. I suppose I have quick saves, but I always forget about using them. Oh, we're gonna land inside a crater. I'm not sure I like that. I suppose the whole place is a big crater. I think we're good here. I'm gonna detach. And okay. That thing is going to explode, and I think we're going to be fine. Yeah, hopefully it didn't hit us. What? Getting close. Hope this is level. Please be level. It's not level. Need to be extra gentle if it's not level. That was the other stage. Come on. Please stay. Please stay. Please stay. Ah, we've landed. We've landed in the moon. Sweet. Oh dear. Yeah. If we manage to land in the middle, it somehow would be better, wouldn't it? It's still going. Looks like it's still gonna crash some more. Anyway, we have landed, you guys. This is potentially a successful mission. There you go. What a view there of our little planet where we came from, and we're at the moon now. So we can get this guy out. The atmosphere obviously is still not going to work, is it? No, there's no atmosphere in the moon. There's 0 air. Okay, we can go down here. And this guy's not gonna get hurt. And yay! There's some. How do we do? Yeah, plant flag. Let's plant a little flag. The whole objective of this mission is, excuse me, is not only to be able to land, but also to make it back and do some science. So, moon science on stream. When was this? What day is it today? 7 June is 6/20. Five people watching. Guys, if you want your name on the plaque, you have to tell me. I'm gonna put exclusive premium. Oh, made it with friends. Exclusive premium is on Twitch. We have Kevin Can Fly, have Ripman Riding, and Heiko Outdoors. Everyone loves the outdoors. If there's anyone else watching that would like their name on the plaque, let me know. Write a little comment. But I think this is Moon. A great step for Moonkind. I think that's it. Cool. I think that's everyone. We can take a surface sample. Yeah, we want that. We can EVA report. I think we got this one before, so that's why it doesn't let us. One thing we can do though. Where's the sun? Sun is kind of weird here. I think we need it more from the side. Can time warp a little bit. There you go. Sunset of the moon, everyone. Oh, please don't break. Sometimes this game breaks. This is cool because we can get to the stairs just with a jump because the gravity on the moon is so low. Okay, so we need to get this guy. Restore, we can't restore this now. Gravity scan can only be externally controlled by a scientist. Okay, which means we can get back in the ship. Look at he's so steady. Okay, but I can... I can do something else, right? Come on, guy. Can jump up there. Oh no. They're so stupid, these Kerbals. Come on. Alright, we need to jump and get the stairs. I need to be going forwards a little bit, okay. Come on. So we're going this way. Grab, 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 grab. Grab it, grab it. Grab it. Grab it. What? Come on. I can always EVA, but I was trying to save my gas. Grab it. No. A little bit further forward. Grab, 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 grab. Come on. Who would have thought landing on the moon, getting on is the hardest thing to do? Why aren't they grabbing? Right, let's do this. Let's just EVA instead. Okay, here we go. Climb out? No, board. That's what we want. Okay, so we should be able to log data. Amazing. Let's send some. Send some to the... Oh, we should open these things as well. Otherwise we're gonna run out of battery. Okay, so we've sent it anyway. Log gravity data, keep experiments. Can't do anything with this one. Can we do anything with these? No, we've been here before. Log temperature, no. And there's still no air. And this science junior thing doesn't work anymore anyway. Okay, so I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna have to go down, grab that experiment, come back up, and then leave. I think that's what's gonna happen, isn't it? Yes. Take data. Yeah, that's what I want. Because this stuff here is going to get left behind by... Actually, you could even leave it behind here. Don't need to take it with me. Because we're going to fly back. And I don't think... Yeah, I can probably leave it here. Because I have all the data with me. Or do I? Yes, because this stuff all has to go before I land at home anyway. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Board. Yeah, all of this stuff's gonna get left behind, so I might as well actually decouple this. This guy here. I'm gonna make a quick pause. Actually, I'm gonna leave you with a little bit more light. Let's go through the nighttime here. Let's look at some nice little stars. And the sun is probably gonna show up on that side. Oh, we're gonna look at a little eclipse. Huh. Very cool. Will allow my solar panels to get some much needed sun. Wait, wrong button. Actually, maybe this is even a better view. Anyway, I'll be right back, and then we're gonna blast out of the moon, back into moon orbit, and then back to Earth, into Earth orbit, and hopefully re-entry. Yes, big mission today. Be right back. All right. Oh, we're running out of electric charge a little bit here. Let's get the sun back. Just a little bit of sun makes a huge difference. What a landscape, eh? What a landscape. Let's get a bit more sun here. What? I always hit the wrong button. Anyway, doesn't matter. Here we are on the side of a moon. Sun is there. We're gonna shoot off. We're gonna shoot off probably this way. We're gonna go east on the old moon. I don't even know which way that is actually here. Okay, so we need to make preparations for leaving. How much have we got? Science here. 42, 2, 1, 19, 4, 88, and 42, plus the stuff we already transmitted. So that's pretty cool. Potentially, no, actually, never mind. We are. Should we leave this behind? What does everyone think? Oh, it's just me. I think I should leave this behind. I'm not sure. It's this guy, isn't it? Yes. Decouple. Should I decouple it? Yeah. Hopefully. So that's the science module. I'm not going to be able to use that anymore anyway. So this is going to potentially stay here forever next to my little flag. Let's put these guys away. I need to get some, what are they called, like groups or something, to do all of these things at once in a hotkey. We definitely need stabilization, and we want to be radial out. Yeah, so kind of pointing up. Gonna go slow on this. Should I go slow or fast? Here we go, everyone. Actually, I didn't need to retract that because that doesn't make any difference. So which way do I need to go? I think I need to go that way. So kind of like this way. Let's just have a quick look. Yeah, that's totally the way I need to go. And we can go pretty shallow, so we can go onto here and blast off. And what we're looking for there's nowhere, so it doesn't matter when we do that. What we're looking for is getting an periapsis. So this number here, that is close to this number here. So you can go pretty shallow on it. This looks like an absolute mish, eh? Nice. Quite happy how this is going at the moment. I probably should have done a little save, but oh well. I'm already 30 out, so I could probably stop there. If we continue on this course, we're gonna crash back into the moon, but I can do a little circularization burn here to 30 as well. and they start to turn. That's it. Oh. Yeah, that's what we want. So that's a little bit more efficient on the old fuel, and I think we're gonna have plenty of fuel to get back to be honest, which is nice. It's very nice. Usually these missions all go wrong at some point, and as you can see now we have a lot less weight. It's way easier to turn the spacecraft around. Okay, so I think we can go a little bit faster. I think it's going to potentially be a little bit faster to go back home. So getting close, and it's only going to be a 4-second burn. And we're looking for these two numbers to match. I like to stop a little bit short and then go easy on it. So I think that was pretty close. So now we're back into lower moon orbit. Which means we're stable again. So now we have all the time in the world probably to deploy solar panels just in case. Cool, so we have our little solar panels back up, and now we could go from here. Well, we probably can go from here straight into lower Earth orbit. So we can tweak this a little bit. It's probably too much, we don't need this much. It's actually not that hard to escape. You know, if we set this as a target, how off are we? 4 degrees, that's nothing. We can deal with that. We can... no, we don't have this thing anymore. Never mind. What we're gonna do... Interesting. So if we do this, if we basically go backwards, it's the most efficient place to do it. So I'm going to do it here. Okay. Now we can actually warp straight to the maneuver node instead of putting the, what's it called, this thing, the autopilot to the maneuver node, because now our air spacecraft is so much... Oh, there's an error here. Oh, there you go. Spacecraft is so much more maneuverable now. It's a lot easier. It's a lot faster to get it to go where we want it to go. Ah, 2 people on Twitch. Hey, Twitchers. So weird. Well, it's not weird, I suppose, because sometimes people might be doing other stuff, but it's a little bit weird to be playing stuff and doing things, and people are watching but not saying anything. Say hi, guys. Say hi, guys. Say hi. So this is where we are. We're at the moon. We did a successful moon landing. Actually, we're just going above the place where we did our first moon landing and the place where we landed just a minute ago. a minute ago being a few hours ago, I'm sure. Oh shit, I forgot about my burn. God damn. What is it, 18 seconds? I'll still do it. It'll be a pain in the ass to go all the way around. Throttle down a bit, and that's pretty good. Cool. So we are unfortunately going to leave a little moon behind. It's weird. Space travel is so weird, isn't it? Like, we basically sped up a lot, which means now we're going to escape the moon's gravity. But this pretty much looks like what it looked a second ago before we did anything, and we were just in orbit and we were just overflying the exact same place, and we still are. But we're gonna go very far away now, my boys. That's where I actually landed the second time, and that's the debris of that big bottom tank that I didn't use anymore and exploded all over the place. So now I wonder what was the coolest shot to have of this. I'm gonna leave this moon behind. There's the sun. So poetic. So as you can see now, we kind of like blasted off. We're blasting off of the moon, which is basically slowing down. And now we end up just about now being captured by the planet, by Earth. So the moon is still over there, but now we're no longer under the influence of the gravity of the moon. It's just the Earth. The Earth's pull is stronger than the moon's pull. So we're just gonna fall towards the Earth now. But we're still going fast enough that if we didn't do anything, we'd stay in orbit forever. So the moon's over there, and we're just getting closer and closer to Earth. And again, we have way more fuel than what we need for this. So yeah, we still have. We're only using these. We're only using these 2 tanks, and we haven't used this at all. And obviously, the less mass you have, the less weight you have, the less fuel you need. So even though this looks like smaller, and it is smaller than these, and it's only 1 engine and not 2, you can actually get very far on this because the weight is very small. So now we need to circularize our orbit. We could probably even slingshot it straight from here, to be honest, but it's probably not the right thing to do. Let's do it properly because we have lots of fuel anyway. So we can get it pretty close. I don't know, can get it to like, I don't know, 100 or so. Probably need to unset this as a target. So this maneuver node is what? 126? Yeah, that's fine. So we're just gonna go. So when you get to this maneuver node here, I'm going to basically boost backwards to make us go even closer to the planet, and then we can circularize from there. We're only going to use 600 meters per second for this move, which means the next one is probably going to be similar to circularizing, then we're really in low Earth orbit, which means we have way too much fuel, way more than what we need. Can actually just start now. rather than waiting. Okay, so we are circular now. We've just gone past circular. And I'm gonna come close now. Hey Rip Man. Yeah, this is early-ish for you, isn't it? So you always end up going for your exercises, which is great to hear. Keeping fit. This, I think you caught the best part of the mission anyway. This is basically re-entry through the atmosphere and all that. Which is cool, but it's definitely not the hardest part, I don't think. So thanks a lot for coming, and we'll see you on the next one for sure. Have a good exercise. Right, so I wonder if I could even leave it here for a little minute. Let's circularize it. Engines are still hot. So we can go. So now we're getting closer and closer to this guy. Did we miss it? No, we didn't miss it. Whew. So we are now at the lowest. The lowest of our orbit is periapsis. And we just need to get really close to that maneuver node. 10 seconds away. Then we need to do a 36-second burn, which is pretty decent burn. Another 500, yeah, so that my 600 estimate was not bad. Not too bad. And now that blue line, it's just going to be hopefully a nice round line, circular line around the planet. So then we're pretty much in a, I don't know, what's it called, a parking orbit probably. We just parked there. We don't need to do anything. As long as we don't go below 70 kilometers or so. We're on 120. As long as we don't go into the atmosphere, we'll be safe. A little bit more. Good enough. We can make it better, but we don't really need to. Cool. So now we could leave it there, really. Actually, we're gonna go over the old Kennedy Space Center. We could try to land there. We could try to land there, just for shits and gigs. The stream health is excellent. Alright, so how should I do this? Well, we're pointing this retrograde, which we kind of are already. Don't really need the solar panels anymore. All of this stuff is gonna get destroyed on re-entry, but we don't want stuff. Oh, there's some debris here. What's that? What was that? Interplanetary something. That's something I left behind in the past. Whoops. So, can try this. So basically boosting and lowering our thing. And periapsis now is negative, so we know that we're going to end up somewhere over here. Somewhere over there, I reckon. So I'm just going to exhaust all of the fuel. So all of the fuel on these external tanks is now exhausted. So we can just put a little bit of throttle so that when we separate now, they're going a bit faster than us, so that they're not going to touch us or anything. And they're going to burn up on re-entry. So that is absolutely fine with me. We have one last thing. To be honest, we could probably make it from here. But since we have our all this fuel still, might as well use it to slow ourselves down. And then we'll parachute. We'll probably... What altitude are we at? 100 still. Okay, so we're over the sea now. Pretty sure we're not going to end up in the land, but burning retrograde. Probably could burn a little bit like that as well, so we don't go so high. And we should be home soon. Yeah, we have a lot of fuel to get rid of. Okay, so now entering the atmosphere. We can slow ourselves down this way now, which is actually doing a really good job. And yeah, we're gonna end up in the drink. So we can actually go retrograde now. This is gonna be, hopefully, an absolute breeze. Because we're going super slow compared to normal. Because we had so much fuel on board. We're already past the most critical part of the atmosphere where we usually go really fast, and there's like fireball all around the spaceship, and we're running out of fuel just at the right time as well. So I'm gonna just put ourselves sideways here, detach, and we're good. And that's gonna go into the ocean. We'll pick it up afterwards. And as soon as we're low enough, the parachutes will deploy. Drogue first. Can probably fast forward this. There you go. So they're both deployed, half deployed first, and then once we're low enough, they'll deploy fully and we'll splash down. Which is about, is it around 1,000, I think, 1,000 meters above the sea. Yeah, there you go. Now they're fully deployed. This is probably overkill. 5 meters a second. Fun fact, this is about as fast as a paraglider pilot comes down under a reserve. 4.5, 5 meters a second. It's taken us the best part of 2 hours, but let's be honest, we made it to the moon and back. It's not every day. Huh. Looks like the little lander survived the fuel tank. I thought it might splash down too hard. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Splashy. Cool. So now we can see if we can get anything from this now. Where is it? Yeah, recover vessel. So now we can just go there with the boat and get it back. And let's see where our catch was. 500, no, 164 science points earned for a total of 543, which is pretty nice. And good old burly Kerman, he's I should have got more reputation, because he did a successful moon mission. That's not nothing. Which means now we have enough science to unlock the next thing, which is what we wanted. Electronics, unmanned tech. This is what I wanted, I think. But that's 550, and I only have 543. God damn it. This is not what I want, is it? Commutron, no, this is antennas and stuff. I want this, or this, automation. No, I want this guy. God damn. So we need 4. Where? No, we need 6. 6.6 science points. Where are we going to find that? I was going to leave it there, but I feel like it would really be a nice place to leave it to unlock that stuff. I wonder. Oh, I know. I'm just going to get a little explorer vehicle. And I know that with some new science parts that I haven't been to the poles yet. So if I Kerbal orbiter, yeah, this is like a really old aircraft, old spacecraft. Lander, more science. What is this? 1 stage? No, we don't want this. Comsats, re-exploring once again. What was this? You know, I could just do a small little one, couldn't I? Yeah, let's just do a quick little one. So all I've done here, yeah, that's fine. Close this. We can detach here, which is fine. This is for this. So we can just get, I don't know, what should we get? A couple of these. Yeah, so I'm gonna disassemble it there. Probably a couple batteries here just to make sure. Like we had before, that seemed to work pretty well. Actually, you know what? We don't need all of this crap. This can go. This can go here. This can go here as well. Don't even know if we'll use it. What do you undo? Uh-oh. How do you undo? Actions? No. Oh. Kinda hides it. Oh no, this is undoing. Okay, good. So this guy goes here. Thermometer just in case. See how cold it is in the North Pole. Or South Pole. We can do both. And so we smash all of this into here. 2 solar panels. Yeah, that's good enough. This can be more here. And we need a decoupler. Just so that we can wait. No, we don't need this decoupler because once the thing is gone, it's gone anyway. Maybe a couple of these. And what engine do we need? Might need to put some boosters on it. I quite like this guy. How about we put a very simple coupling here. And then some solid boosters. Yeah, this should be more than enough. Yep. Yep. Really simple little one. Aerodynamics. Cool. So that's gonna and then and all we want to do is go on a polar orbit. Let's see, boosters and then decouple and then main engine and then decouple and then parachutes. Okay, let's go. And we have an antenna to transmit stuff if we need to. Alrighty then. Let's see. Hi Anatoly. Well, this stream has been going on for almost 2 hours now. But what we did is we're playing Kerbal Space Program, which is physics space simulation thing. And we managed to go to the moon. We landed on the moon with some little legs. And then boosted back, re-entered the atmosphere, and realized that how many points we've made was not enough for what we wanted. So now I'm just making an extra little mini mission, which is to boost this new smaller rocket to the poles, going past the North Pole and the South Pole, to gather some science, so that we can finish off our little task for today of getting 500 points. If you are watching this on YouTube, you can actually go back a little bit, I don't know, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and you'll see us on the moon, putting our flag down and then boosting out of the moon. And then if you want, rejoin us back at current time, where we're going to be hopefully going over here, North Pole and South Pole. South Pole even looks a little bit like Antarctica. So I want north. Yes, okay, of course I want north. I could go south as well, but as long as I don't go east and west. Okay, let's see if this thing works. Radial out. Here we go. Oops. these things don't gimbal. That's a problem. But they do gimbal. It's just not in that way. Okay, so can I? No, I can't. Okay, let's stop. I'm already gonna get to 80,000 anyway, so if I just wait a little bit. What's happening? Oh, so it's the air. It's the air thing. Okay, it's getting really thin, the atmosphere, so this is what we want. We want to point at the north. Here we go. And we want to blast off in that direction. I don't know if this is going to work, but we can try. This was very very inefficient. That was not the right way to do it. I'm not sure if we're actually going to do it, but to be honest, we don't even need to be in orbit. As long as we get roughly there. It can be like a little space hop. Definitely already in space. Okay, so we're getting better. We just go prograde now. Look and see if we can do anything whilst we're here. 3. Okay. Those doors. Get that. Oh, you know what? That's already good enough for us, actually. Messing up here. This is wrong. We need to extend our progress here, because otherwise we're going to get screwed up. Might actually get to orbit. Oh, that's it, we've done it. And I think if we... that was a very ugly way to do it, but hey, we are on a polar orbit. So we're gonna go past both poles. And we still have some fuel to hopefully deorbit ourselves, which is cool. Let's put this like this. So what were we looking at? We were looking at these things. No. No. Okay. So now we need to go out with this guy, which should be a scientist really, but whoop. Where was I going? Where's the... Need to go and pick up my experiments. Oh. Collect data, this is what I want. Collect data. Cool. Pretty sure. Such a weird feeling to be floating away, isn't it? You think I'm gonna die. Grab on, board. What was going on here then? Oh, we definitely need some electricity just in case. This should be extended. This guy, what gravity data? Yeah, keep that. I must have done it wrong before. No. No. Okay. So now I need to go out again, get the stuff. Oh, maybe I can do a crew report as well. EVA. EVA reports? No. Grasslands. Take data. That's what we want. There you go. That's useful. No. Yes. Ice shelf. Okay, good. Low gravity data. What else can we do? So now we can go to the other pole, basically warp here. Should get in the, should be in the sun as well finally. And we can EVA. I have to go on the dark side as well, again. Take data. This is not gonna work. I think that's all we can do, isn't it? EVA reports, yeah, keep that. Yeah, this doesn't work. Okay. Definitely want that. Just can't do anything with this. Okay, so let's look at the data. What we can send? Send this guy. Oh, did I already press it? Oh, it was sending something. Let's send this as well. Keep. So it is transmitting now. What the hell? Is that a bug? Who knows? Review stored data. Okay, I don't have anything else I can send. Well, this mission was successful. I've already got what I needed. How do we maximize it now? And try to land it at the North Pole. Do we have enough delta V? Yes. Yes, we do. So I'm gonna leave that on. EVA this guy. EVA report. Don't get anything from it. Yeah, I'm gonna lose all of this stuff. So you can let go. Whoa. Take data. Okay. Don't touch the solar panels. Board. Keep that. I'm gonna have to get out again. Okay. Let's get over here and we should be finishing this soon. Let's fast forward to where we need to be. We want to go retrograde. This is what we want. Radial out. Okay. This is just to see if I can get any better atmosphere thingies. If I can get some atmosphere readings up there. Hey dude, hi Split Second. Oh, you've caught us on the tail end of it. We did a big mission to the Mun, and now we are just getting some extra science points to get a total of 500. So this is like an extra little mission after the main mission, to be honest. Okay, this is what I want. Please work. I'm gonna run out of stuff. No. Damn it. This is bad. Yeah. So at least I suppose I could do this with an airplane instead. Cool. Well, let's go retrograde. Close this stuff that we don't need. I would close the panels as well, but I don't know if I'm going to need them for other stuff. So it's better to let them break. Okay, I'm definitely going to land now. We used all our stuff, we're already in the atmosphere. Run out of fuel now. We have enough electricity to make us go, let's go radial in. And retrograde. Cool. Now parachutes are on. That thing is gonna explode on re-entry. And we should be okay. It's gonna start getting really hot. There we go. Can even try to expose different faces to save the temperature on some things. That's the heat shield. So you can cool it down by turning it away. Still hot. F12. Is this a trick? Oh. Also does screenshots, does it? Retrograde. Yeah, it says Aero Force is enabled, but where does it enable that? Oh, we're gonna land in the night. Displays aero. Oh, interesting. For some reason, it looks like it's also the shortcut for screenshots. So I think I've taken like a few different screenshots by mistake. Oh, I see. So red must be drag and stuff. Oh wow, you should have been here when I was trying some more difficult stuff so you could help me. Oh yeah, just press this button and it does it automatically. Cool, very cool. Oh, I just pressed something else by mistake. Temperature overlay, wow, okay. What else can we get? Temperature gauges all disabled. Hold F9 for last quick save. This is all really useful stuff. Cool. What about F8? F8 is like do an autosave or something. Yeah, one of these is. Have you played this much? Split second? This is probably over parachuted. There's too many parachutes. Right, another little successful mission. We're quite lucky. Yeah, me too. On and off. We were quite lucky. How? Because I usually just screw things up really badly. I usually am not this successful. Something goes wrong at some point. There we go. Recover this vessel and we should be over 500 now, which is what we wanted. I'm sure KSP2 is coming and it'll have lots of crazy features. Oh, there we go. We've earned 43, but we've also had another 20 or 30 that we transmitted in. So that's pretty cool. Our guy didn't get any medals or anything, but we should now be able to get what we wanted, which is this guy. Yeah, this guy. Cool, we have it now. And if we go to here, this is just a check. I'm gonna come off after this. I think 2.5 hour stream is boring enough. So we got this stuff, was it? This one, Hex 2, and this one, I think. So electric charge, what does it do? Integrated battery banks, flight controls, built-in reaction wheel. Okay, that's cool. And what about this one? Command unit, the most complete up to date. Self-contained source, some assembly. Okay. But what I really want to know is when we start with these things, can we literally attach a tiny tank and a tiny engine to it? Where is it? Will this fly? This is what I've been wanting to do. because the previous probe cores, or whatever they call, like little control units for rockets, they're too simple, so they only have, when you go into SAS, oh, here we go, this is what I wanted. I'm happy that we did the mission now, because this is what I wanted. So there you go, so you can do waypoint. Can you do waypoints? Perhaps you can. Look at it, it's so cute. Vehicle pitching down range. Yeah, so this is cool. Question is, would I be able to do add maneuver node? Yeah, you can. Okay, so this is going to be what I need. This is going to be what I need. Okay, this is going to come down and crash now. But this little bit here in the middle, RUJ something, RGU, blah blah blah. Fly-by-wire with crappy probe cores. Yeah, with that nose cone thing, right? We're going down, boys. Cool, so let's go to vehicle assembly. So what is the difference between that and this thing? Is the other thing I got. So I suppose this has a battery and stuff in it, and the other one didn't have a battery, did it? It needs to have a battery though, otherwise it wouldn't have worked. Yes, it has a tiny battery. That's not gonna last very long. Let's go, let's get out of here. Wait, which way is it gonna go? This is the best self-contained unit. Right, okay. So that one does that, and it has a tiny battery. I reckon this Hex thing, Hex 2, has a bigger battery, right? That was 15, the other one. I could probably just look at this. I could probably just look at this on the spec sheet rather than having to load the game every time. But I like to actually get a feel for the size of things and how they move around and whatnot. So this, yeah, this has a big battery in it, and that's why it's bigger. And it looks like it can also do all the other stuff that you can normally do with a pilot, which is nice. Reaction wheel is way stronger, it looks like. So yeah, so that works. If I only knew that you could combine those other crappy ones with fly-by-wire, so it would be what, something like, something small like this Octo 2, which is old, with, there's a control thing somewhere, isn't there? Command and control. I'm sure I have the fly-by-wire thing somewhere, maybe not. I think it was here. Yeah, I think fly-by-wire is another one that I haven't unlocked yet. So it's like, it's one of these over here. This guy, isn't it? Yeah. So yeah, I don't have that yet, but that would have been way cheaper to unlock because that's like 160. So anyway, fun stuff, great stuff. I still have the one I did in preparation for this in orbit. So it's this guy. Not sure what I'm gonna do with it. This guy is pretty similar to the one I flew to the Mun, but I think, yeah, it doesn't have a scientist on board. Yeah, this is not worth it. reset. So I might do with this one because I had way too much fuel for the Mun. It was way over the top. We didn't need so much. I might try and next time go to Minmus with this one that's already in orbit. 9,500, I know, right? I even had like I had 8 boosted around this to get into orbit. I had 8 solid rocket boosters, and I couldn't really gimbal them very well, so it just went straight up. Such a waste. It's ridiculous, but hey, it worked. But yeah, I think next time I'll go to Minmus instead. Where is it? Oh, it's here, of course. I was expecting it to be further out. Yeah, but I'm not that good. I'm not good enough to go that far away and be able to come back. And I'm just trying to get that sweet, sweet science points. And even that, I'm pretty sure I'm not very efficient at getting science points. Anyway, thank you very much for joining. Thanks Split Second for all the tips. Hopefully you'll be around next time we play this, because it sounds like I could take some some shortcuts. It's been fun as always. We have a bit less people in these streams, but that's okay. It's a little bit more cozy. And hope you have a good Sunday. Still really sunny out there, but it's 8 o'clock already here in Portugal. So I will see you next time. Thanks for joining in Space.